Hey, what's going on? Owen Dawson, student at USF. Not part of the student council, but I got their hat. I'm here today to talk about my final for Anthropology class, what it means to be an American. That's the prompt. I filmed this video a couple days ago, but I felt like I was going over some topics that I still hadn't really fully formulated yet, and I'm still thinking about my place in America. I have condensed my thoughts and feelings into more formulative answers I can give to you straight on what I think it means to be an American, and what some of my friends think as well. As an American, I'm not even sure what it means to be an American, to be totally honest. This is also finals week at USF, so I'm here cleaning up my room, so when the inspection comes, it's looking spick and span. I gotta unplug my refrigerator, I gotta clean some stuff up, but basically, I'm multitasking a little bit just because I'm a little bit short on time. And my research paper is going to get done. So like I said, the prompt of this assignment is what it means to be an American. And over the time I've been working on this project, I've thought about a few things that I feel as though represent America, but it's hard to pinpoint, I think, what it means to be an American. Mind you, the question is not to be a legal American, so I'm going to be operating off the preface of just American. And I think in general, if you live in America, you're an American. I think as long as you're not a tourist and you're living in America, you're pretty much American. Then again, I think you can also live in America and not really identify with American values, and I think you can also, obviously have two different cultures. I'm from, my dad's from England, and I'm from the United States, so that means in a sense I'm kind of American and English, but I mean, I really don't identify too much with English values or belief systems. Not that I'm really even sure what those are, but I like fish and chips. But what I've really come to is, I think to be an American basically means you're living in the same place, America, because you identify with a shared set of maybe social and political values. Me personally, I value the First Amendment, and I think, living in America, I identify with that, and I think that's an American identity, the First Amendment. I think freedom of speech is universally considered a good thing, but I think values like that I have translate into my identity as an American person. So I grew up in Santa Barbara, California, so I believe that I feel more of a identity to California than America as a whole. Oh shit! It's got a peach pear LaCroix. Thank you, buddy.
Are you filming a video?
What does it mean to be an American? Yeah. Thank you, Karen and James, for the LaCroix. So 3 of the concepts that we covered in class that I'm going to talk about today are race, ethnicity, and privilege. I'm going to group it into a little section here because I spent a lot of time on this the other day trying to think it through in front of the camera. Speaking out my thoughts made me realize this is stuff I really got to ponder more and think about what it means in relation to me and my place in America. So as far as my race goes, I'm white, I would say. I identify as white, but please call me Owen first. I took a spit test on Ancestry.com, so the government could tell you that a lot of my heritage is originally from Ireland, some in England, I have a little German in me. But basically the majority of my family history is white, which is a very broad generalization. There are a lot of places in the world where people with this skin tone live. That's why I think I identify with ethnicity more, because I think I have somewhat of a connection to my dad's town in England. He watches soccer. His team Leicester plays every Saturday in the Premier League. For part of my childhood, my dad called the trash rubbish. Unfortunately, he's lost that bit of English charm since I've been with him. So I would say in ethnic terms, he's both English and American. I think the biggest difference between race and ethnicity, I feel as though race is more determined by skin tone, while ethnicity is more where you're from. Yeah, but
dude,
yeah,
I fucking hate that shit, bro. I fucking hate that. I finessed so hard.
Wait.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is my roommate Rohan.
Yo, what's up? Dude, the finals are over now, bro. Yo.
Oh shit.
Alright, what do you want me to talk about?
I just want you to I'm talking right now about what it means to be, what it means to be an American, but you came from Fremont, and then which is, like you said, really
Asian.
Really Asian?
I mean, yeah. It's like Indian and Asian. Like, I mean, technically India is Asia. My shape on America has definitely like changed. Like it's freaking like my view on America, cause like I'm like so concealed to this one area. Like, I don't know what it's like in the Midwest or like something like that, right? Like I've heard about it, but I don't fucking know. Like I've never been there.
You don't know what it's like to be around just hordes of white people.
Yeah, dude. So my English teacher, she used to live in the Midwest, like her whole life, and then she's in Fremont teaching now.
Okay.
And she told me like, if you go there, you might be the first brown person they've ever seen. Like that's fucking insane.
So you feel that your version of America is kind of
oh yeah, it's definitely changed. Like, in my eyes, America is definitely different than what it would be in like your eyes.
Right, it's definitely
like somebody else's eyes.
Definitely individual to you as a person.
Yeah. The only way I'd say I'm privileged is that I'm able to walk around at night without being scared, which I would say is more of a privilege for being a guy, but you know, that's natural.
Heck yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm in River's apartment, and I'm back home in Santa Barbara. But my section on privilege in the video took a long time to edit, and my thoughts were not complete. So I thought I'd just hold on. So I thought I'd just do it right now in River's apartment because River let me have his apartment to do this, and I'm back home. So let's talk. This was the toughest part of my video to film because I have it's something that I've just started to think about a little more recently. But essentially, I think in my life, I have privilege. I think where I started out in life can be traced back through, you know, I mean, my dad worked real hard, you know, I think. I don't think you can just move to Santa Barbara without putting in some effort, so I commemorate him for that. But at the same time, now here I am, born into this world in Santa Barbara with all these opportunities ahead of me because of my dad, not because of me. I didn't do anything before 1999. So
I think that's the privilege that they're talking about.
that's the privilege that I feel most in my life.
Yeah.
And while I'm sure there are other privileges that either go over my head or I haven't thought about enough, that is the main one.
I think that privilege arises from your family having money more so than it does your family being white.
I agree. It's generational through but yeah, I agree.
You know?
I think socially throughout history, my ancestors might have gotten treated differently because of
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think white privilege comes from, is from the past. And I think it's just been handed down through generations because it's been easy because we've had more money historically.
Uh-huh.
But now I don't think that's my fault, and right now I have nothing to show for that. So for me, I'm not, I don't have a lot of money. My parents didn't give me that setup. So for me, I don't feel like I have a white privilege because I wasn't given the same, benefits that you were growing up.
Right.
And I feel like it doesn't matter if I'm white, black, Hispanic. It's just if you have money at a young age and you have a stable, domestic life, then I feel like you are better suited for the future than if you wouldn't have had those things. And I think more white people have them because of the way that the history has been laid out for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on. We're living our life in 2018 as it is now, before the new year when 2019 hits.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing our best to be nice to everybody around us.
I try to be.
Well, yeah, I agree. Heck yeah. Well, what was I gonna say? Do you think putting on a hazmat suit for this is okay?
I think putting on a hazmat suit just to put on a hazmat suit is very fun.
That's kind of what I did.
And I think it's
a Thursday night.
Suitable.
You heard it here first. While I don't feel even that connected to my ethnicity, I feel connected to other communities in similar ways. I feel. Microcultures are cultures within a culture. For example, Chinatown is a microculture of China. Chinatown in San Francisco is at least pretty thematically Chinese in how it looks, and it does have a large population of not only Chinese, but any ethnicity living in a certain place in San Francisco. So it's different from China in that it's in San Francisco. If there was never any China, then there couldn't have been a Chinatown, because Chinatown is a result of Chinese culture. I hope that gives an okay background on what a microculture is. One microculture that I find myself a part of is the punk community. While this is more of a community than a culture, it does have cultural aspects. Since back in the 80s with Black Sabbath to now with... hello, little correction while editing. I meant Black Flag. Sorry, Henry. Love you. I think music is a culture of its own, and I think punk music, to where it is today, it's gone through some history. It's gone through history, and some of the values and what brings the community together has stayed together over the years, I think. Not that I lived back in the 80s. Not that I ever saw Henry Rollins perform live on stage in 1988. Essentially what it sounds like this kid's trying to get across is that music is a culture, and then a microculture of the music world is punk. And he feels like he fits into that category. Alright, so I think the concepts in this video that I covered were meant for me to analyze where I am in America. And one thing I'd like to reflect on in this process is how hard it's been to... I don't even have I don't have a fully formed identity even necessarily. Thanks for listening to my perspective on how I identify in America. If you're watching online and you'd like to discuss any of this, please let me know. Some of it I feel as though I could expand on, and I don't really have a great track record of making update videos necessarily. But heck yeah, if you're watching this online because you stumbled across it, please, leave a comment, or, I know at least one person follows this YouTube channel. Thank you to Irene's cousin. I appreciate your comments, and if you could ask Irene, if she's gotten the project graded yet, because I haven't gotten my grade back. And we did a project together, which you probably don't know. Feel free to leave a comment if you or Zach or anybody else who wants to, write something online. Thanks, bud. I'll talk to you later.